cross-legged or butterfly or legs out. Feel it out though. I highly encourage you to just see which one feels the best to come into first. It might take a moment to really tune in to see where you want to sit. And then once you find that spot, start to lift up through the spine. Imagine you're creating space between each of the vertebrae. And then as you create space between each of the vertebrae, you're giving space to your baby and your belly. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw. And then maybe even place your hands over your belly, because that's why you're here, is for that little person inside of you growing. Every breath you take moves to your baby. Your baby feels the rise and fall of your breath. Your baby can hear your breath, sense your breath. Every time that you take a drink of something, your baby hears it come down through the throat. It hears and even feels the temperature, right? So even if it's something cold, that cold sensation moves through the area of the body. Notice where you might be holding on to tension. Is it in the chest? Is it in the shoulders? Is it in the feet? And then bring the chin towards the chest, gazing down towards your baby. That beautiful baby growing every moment. And start to release the head side to side. Slow, easy side to side movement. Back to neutral. Hands come towards the knees, shoulders come up towards the ears. We're just going to hold it here for a moment. And then as slow as you can, release the shoulders down, create space in the neck, lift up through the crown of the head. Notice how much space you can get when you really do it nice and slow, easy, lengthening, and then draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And nice, slow, easy lengthening. And then shoulders come up towards the ears, rotate them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, exhale down, inhale, roll it up, roll it back. Let the breath move your body. So the breath is the first thing that starts to move, and the body just follows. Whenever you're ready, reversing, inhale up, exhale forward. Allow the shoulder blades to pull apart from one another. One more. Hands come towards the heart. Inhale, lift high. Exhale forward to wherever it feels comfortable. It might be on the fingertips, palms, maybe the forearms. And notice the difference from last week or when you were here last. So maybe you can't go as far as you did before, right? Because your baby is growing. It's a good sign you're getting closer to meeting your baby in person. And relax the head. Round up through the back. Hands come towards the heart. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, bring the hands behind. Use the hands behind the hips as leverage to lift up through the chest. Press down through the palms. Give yourself some space in the whole front body. We're giving space to all of our internal organs as well, allowing them to function a little bit better. And release around through the back. Press the palms out. Inhale up one more time. Roll it back. Press the palms into the mat. Lift through the chest. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. We're puffing up out through the chest. And release around through the back. Press the palms out. Inhale, lift the arms up high. Exhale, over to the right side. Come down to the palm or the forearm. Getting into the lower back. As you reach over, press the left hip into the earth. Maybe you give yourself a little side massage here. You might not have even noticed those areas that have a little bit more tension until we move into it or even touch that spot. Inhale, press up. The top arm crosses the opposite knee. Twist to the right. This is a gentle twist. All of you are far enough along that you want it to be really super gentle and mindful of how far you go. So it's a slow moving into it. And then once you get there, maybe move just a little bit farther if it feels okay for you. Release to center. Inhale, lift high. Exhale to the left. Come down on the left palm or the forearm. Reach it over. Draw the right hip into the earth. And maybe gently massaging through the side body. No have-tos in the yoga practice. This is your practice. Inhale, press up. The top arm crosses the opposite knee. Twist to the left. Left palm behind the left hip. And lift tall. And release. Inhale, lift the arms up high. Hands come apart. We're going to start to just reach that right arm a little bit longer. And then the left arm, almost like you're picking apples there. And reaching. Inhaling. Exhale. And on the next one, interlace the fingers, bring the palms face up and press up. Release the arms down to the side of the body. Release the legs, press the heels out, little karate chops or massaging through the legs. We're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So bring the legs a little bit apart to give your body space for baby to settle in the middle. And then inhale, bend the knees just a little bit or a lot. Exhale, forward. Land to wherever it feels good for you. Once you get there, relax the head, relax the jaw. Notice where you're holding tension at. Inhale, lifting up. Straightening out the left leg and bring the right sole of the foot inside of the left thigh. Lift tall. Come right towards the center and kind of that V shape. Walk the hands forward. And it depends on how much forward you want to go, because of course your baby is, depending where your baby is lying at. And explore here. So if you want to create some movement, maybe you gently walk the hands over to that straight leg or over to the other side. Or you might just be enjoying the stillness of just staying in one spot. But this is your practice. Feel it out in your body, what your body is asking for, what it needs right now. And slowly coming up. Bring the left sole of the foot in for butterfly. So both soles of the feet come together. Knees come wide. And we're going to just flap the butterfly wings. So just flapping them in and out. And maybe even rocking side to side. You get a little glute massage here too. Because we don't have our massage therapist, right? Oh, gotta massage ourselves. And then maybe you just kind of settle in, rock it and settle it in. Lift up through the spine, exhale forward. Relax the shoulders. Soften the shoulder blades and the back of the neck. Let go of the cheeks. Let go of the lips. The forehead smooths out. Slowly coming back up, straightening out the right leg. Bring the left sole of the foot on the inside of the right thigh. And then in that V shape, in that middle part, start to walk the hands out to wherever that spot is for you. And you can stay in stillness, or maybe you start to explore, moving from right to left, or just kind of feel this out in your body, what feels good to explore. And know that this side might be a little bit different than the other side, on or both sides. Then slowly coming up, soles of the feet come together, butterfly. Again, flapping the wings, maybe even rocking side to side. And then knees come together. And then coming into a wide squat, that birthing squat. Feet are nice and wide. You can use your yoga block if you have it there, or anything that might help support you right underneath your hips. And lift tall through the spine. Beautiful, everyone. And notice the difference in the block from week to week. So you might sometimes like it wider or higher or lower. And shift into tabletop. Hands right underneath the shoulders. Knees are right underneath the hips. And gently rocking the hip side to side. Like if you had a tail, you're wagging your tail, almost like waving it back and forth. And bring the hips back towards the heels, up, around, and over, drawing a circle with the hips. Inhaling up, exhaling, pressing back. Whenever you're ready, circle it around the other way. Inhale up, exhale, circle it around. And back to neutral, tabletop. Exhale, shift the hips gently forward. Just feel this out in the body. Pull up through the midline of the body. Press back to child's pose. Knees can be wide. Press the hips back. Draw the tailbone back. Inhale, pull through the palms. Tabletop. Exhale, shift forward into cobra. If this doesn't feel right for you, just stay in tabletop. Let the breath move the body, so the breath starts and the body moves. Maybe even gaze over shoulder, and maybe even lift the back heels that may or may not feel good in your body. One more. And back to tabletop. Bring those knees right underneath the hips. Round through the back, scoop through the pelvis, hold it here, tuck the chin in. Back to a flat back. Inhale, round through the back. Exhale, back to a flat. One more. Tuck and scoop through the pelvis. Back to neutral. The right arm reaches out, the left heel presses back for a spinal balance. If that doesn't feel good on your back leg, option to bring the back leg down. We're going to rotate through the front wrist, rotating the wrist around. Exhale down, switch sides. Left arm, right heel presses back or down at the mat. Rotate through the left wrist. Exhale down, switch sides. Inhale, right arm, left leg presses back. Draw the elbow in towards the knee, squeeze and hug your baby. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out, inhale together. Exhale it out. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. 1. Release it down, switch sides. Inhale, left arm, right leg presses back. Yep, we're starting to warm up. Elbow in towards the knee, hug your baby for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out, inhale together. Exhale it out. And 3, and 2, and 1. Exhale it down. Child's pose, 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out. Knees are nice and wide. Inhale, pull through the palms, tabletop, squat. Bring those legs up, wide squat. It's a good sign that you're warming up. I like that. It's kind of like moving from early labor to active labor. Like, okay, something's happening now. Like, this is getting serious. Elbows come towards the knees. Start to lift up through the hips. We're not going to lift up all the way quite yet. Just feel that tension here that builds up as you lift through the hips. The heat might start to come in. Exhale, release the hips back down. So we're strengthening through the legs. Inhale, hands come down towards the mat. Start to straighten out the legs. Relax the head. Then back to a squat. Bring the hips down to the block if you would like. Hands stay on the mat. Lift through the hips. Lift and straighten out the legs. The legs don't have to be totally straight, right? They're at least a little bit bent. Relax the whole upper body. One more, release the hips back down. Inhale, lift the hips up, straightening out the legs. Relax the head. Keep that micro bend in the knees. And squat. Lift up through the chest. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Relax the shoulders. Elbows come towards the knees. Lift up through the hips and gently rock baby down. Rounding through the back, slowly coming up towards the top. Nice, slow, easy. Inhale, lift the arms up high. Reaching, lifting, lengthening. Exhale, the arms come down to the side. We're just going to flow the arms here. Inhale. Exhale. The breath moves the body. We start with the breath and end with the breath. Inhaling. It's a soft, easy breath. Soft and smooth breath. Pure focus on the breath. One more of these. Let it flow effortlessly. And the hands come down towards the waist. Feet are hip distance apart. And figure eights. The hip comes forward, back. Other hip comes forward and back. Making that shape of an 8. Yeah, nice, everyone. This can actually help relax the hip flexors too. Let the knees be soft. Let the ankles be soft. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. And then hula hoop it around. Start small little circles. And start to even scoop through the pelvis, circling it around. Explore your whole pelvic girdle. Explore it out. Nice, everyone. And start to get wider circles. Use that scoop in there, that little pelvic tilt. Good. Looks good, everyone. Really find that scoop. Good, Kelly. And whenever you're ready, start to circle it around the other way. Start in small little circles. Start to explore the whole pelvic girdle here. When it feels comfortable, start to move wider and wider, even pushing into the side and even pushing back. No right or wrong. Maybe even start to hold it in a spot just because it feels good. Keep the knees nice and soft. And back to neutral. Just let that settle in there for a moment. Check in with the body. Check in with your baby. Maybe even place your hands over your belly just to check in to see what baby is doing. Using the whole length of our mat, we're bringing the feet nice and wide in the straddle. And inhale, lift the arms up high. Hinge forward. You might have your block right there to land into. Sometimes it just feels good to land into something that it's there to support you, even though you might not even actually need it per se. And then relax the head. Relax the jaw. Gently press into the heels. Let the toes be soft and light. Walking the hands over to the right foot. Walking back to center, over to the left. Back to center. Walk the hands out to wherever it feels right for you. So we're just walking the hands out forward. Walking the hands back to center. And bring one knee down and the other knee down, preparing for frog pose. Knees come nice and wide, feet come out, and then relax down on the forearms, maybe on a block, or maybe even all the way down on your forehead or a stacked fist. Really guide the chest down towards the earth. Notice where you're holding tension in the pelvic girdle, where you're holding on. Let that soften through the breath. Maybe even take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. We're here for one more full breath in. One more full breath out. Lifting up through the chest. Slowly draw the knees towards one another. And coming onto more of the front of our mat. And just releasing in whatever way feels like it's a good release for you. It might be rocking the hip side to side. It might be pressing the hips back. And lifting up through the chest. Knees are hip distance apart. And we're just going to shake those arms out, or that wrist out. So, yep, release that out. Shake it out. Let it go. And let it go a little bit more. A little bit more. And then flopping up and down. Yep, like hello. And then shake it out again. Shake it, shake it, shake it. And then let that go. Just feel that circulation in the palms. Feel that. And then we're going to bring that hands towards the tops of the hips in the lower back. And you can kind of bring those thumbs right where that's above the sacrum area, and even create a little massage here. Or thumbs together, and then start to lift up through the chest. This is just a gentle camel pose. Press down through the back, press down through the hips. Gently guide the elbows in towards one another. And come back to neutral. Child's pose, press the hips back, knees are wide, draw the tailbone down and back. Relax the head. Tune into the sensations of the body here. Check in with your breath. Check in what's happening in your body. Get that feedback. And slowly coming back up. Making our way onto our backs. As you find yourself on your back, you can always do a side lying option I can give you. Otherwise, coming onto your back, draw the knees in towards the chest. Press into the lower back, knees are nice and wide. And start to circle the knees around and apart. So we're starting to bring them together and apart from one another. Circling them together and drawing them apart. Relax the glutes as you do this. You're using the arms and the hands to move the legs. Reverse it around the other way. And moving into a supine pigeon. Bring the left sole of the foot into the mat. Right leg reaches high towards the sky. Bring the right ankle over the left knee. We're just going to hold it here for a moment. And then start to draw the left knee in. It might not go very far, that's okay. The hands, if you can squeeze those hands behind the knees or up at the left knee to guide in, wherever your hands can reach. Because right baby is there with the belly. Soften the right hip through the breath. So that might require a deep breath in. Side out. Release the left foot down. Let that readjust in the body for a moment. Hug the right knee in towards the right shoulder. And release the right foot down. Switch sides. Left leg reaches high towards the sky. And bring the left ankle over the right knee. Hold it there for a moment. Let the body adjust here first. And whenever you're ready, start to hug the right knee in. Hands can help wherever they can reach. Intentionally soften the left hip through the breath, inhaling and exhaling. One more breath in. One more breath out. Release the right sole of the foot down. Let that adjust there for a moment. And then hug the left knee in towards the chest, kind of towards the armpit. And releasing that foot down. Bridge pose, so feet are hip distance apart, palms face down. We're going to start to scoop through the pelvis, lifting up through the hips. And exhale, lowering, coming down from the upper to middle to lower back. Once you release the hips down, scoop through the pelvis, press down into the lower back and roll up from the lower to middle to upper back, lifting up. Exhaling, lowering. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, lowering. Pressing into the heels as you lift up. pressing into the palms as you lift and lower. And then on this next one, if you have a block or something that's a little bit firm, you can always put it underneath the hips. Just settle into that block. I think everyone has a block, so really let the hips be completely supported by your block. No holding on. Let the belly relax. Let the jaw soften. The shoulders melt into the earth. One more breath in. One more breath out. And certainly stay here as long as you would like, or lifting up through the hips and releasing the hips down. Your release is going to be on your own intuition. How does it feel to release? It might be side to side, bringing the knees side to side. It might be opening up in butterfly. It might be straightening out a leg or the other leg, or drawing the knees in. Beautiful, everyone. Listen to what your body is asking for to release. And it might be nothing at all, and that's okay too. And then drawing the right knee in, left knee is bent, and then press the right heel straight up towards the sky. You can use a strap here or like a little jacket as well. Sometimes a jacket is good to use on the ball of the foot. So placing it right on the ball of the foot and pressing the heel straight up. If you feel pretty comfortable here, you may want to experiment with straightening out the left leg, that bottom leg. It may or may not feel right in your body, and that's okay. You can keep it bent. Continue to draw that straight leg in, and it might shake a little bit. Helping release through the hamstrings helps release through the glutes and the hip and the lower back. And if it feels good for you, placing the left hand on the left hip and open the right leg open to the side. The hands can be behind the knees for support. Bringing the leg straight up again. Hold it there. Draw that straight leg in, maybe a little bit more. Lengthen through the neck. And releasing. Hug the right knee in just for a moment. And then switch sides. Hug the left knee in. Press the left heel straight up towards the sky. You can use the strap or something to put on the ball of the foot to hold the leg up. Draw the left straight leg in towards the body. Right leg can be bent or straightened. Notice the difference from one side to the other. Maybe one side feels like it's pushing back a little bit more. One side might be more cooperative. Placing the right hand on the right hip and opening the left leg open to the side. Hands could be behind the knee for support or keeping that strap on the ball of the foot. Bring the left leg straight back up. Hold it here for a couple breaths in. Maybe you move into it just a little bit more. And hug the left knee back in. And hug both knees in towards the chest. Happy baby, soles of the feet come up towards the sky. Knees come down towards the armpits and maybe rock side to side. Soles of the feet come together, butterfly. And the heels come towards the groin or perhaps down towards the mat. Nice, slow, easy. We're here for one more breath in. One more breath out. Closing up the knees together like a book. And take a moment to prepare for deep relaxation. If there's another posture that you would like to finish up for a release, feel free to do so. Listen to your body, what feels best. And for Shavasana, lots of options. You can use that chair to do legs up a chair, legs up a couch, a bed. Whatever feels best for you. And as you come into your Shavasana, your Shavasana is your own. In Shavasana, let's start it with the breath and end it with the breath. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out, let it go. Relax the shoulders, soften the jaw. Let the earth completely support your baby and your hips. Relax the ankles. Allow the palms of the hands to receive your breath. Create space between the fingers and the toes. Know that you are brave. Know that you are strong. When you can let go and soften and relax, the wisdom in every cell can function more optimally, more joyfully, more cooperatively. When we can let go our cells, we just allow them to do all the work that they are meant to do. Trust your body. Trust your baby. That everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Please stay here, mamas, as long as you would like. Or wiggling the fingers and the toes. Turning to your side, readjusting the body, coming into the fetal position, maybe using your arm as a pillow. Staying here as long as you would like, or arriving back to a seated position. There's no rush, there's no hurry. Hands come towards the heart, lifting high to the sky. Exhale the hands to the forehead, to the mouth, heart center, and down to baby. The mother in me is inspired and honored by the mother in each of you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope that helped with whatever you had going on. Any questions or feedback or anything, I'm happy to hear and listen.
So good. Thank you.
Good.
Thanks, Lana.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you everyone. And you know too, I have a gentle class on Tuesdays at 5:30. So if you ever want to jump in there, it's perfectly suitable for pregnant mamas.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday is 5:30, gentle. Thanks everyone. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the sunshine.
Hey, you too.
Thank you.
Get some vitamin D, right?